What's up? It's Chase with Energy to Conquer, and today is day 65 on my experimental journey to increasing my energy, my mental clarity, and overall focus. And today, guys, has been one of those days. I actually had a light day planned for work. My wife was off today, and everything was going good, knocking everything out. I was going to work about 4 or 5 hours, and so about 12 o'clock I was going to wrap things up, and everything fell all to hell about 12 o'clock, and it's 5:20 now, and I just got to a stopping point. Right? But sometimes those days happen, and guys, it's just been, I've hardly took a break today. I didn't get none of my workouts in. I don't even know how much water I drank. Like, I basically sit there in front of the computer all day long. At first I was rushing. I was making a ton of progress trying to get things done. And then all hell broke loose. Everything started going wrong. It seemed like the harder I tried, the more things that went wrong. And it just kind of snowballed out of control. And like, I'm just like wiped out right now. Like, I'm just done with this day, just ready to move on. But guys, I wanted to share with you today, before, for a long time, I would just push through this stuff, and I would just continue. Like, if I was behind on work, like today, I had a light day planned, but a lot of times I have days like this where I've got a ton of things I have to get done. And as a business owner, as a parent, right, as whatever it is you do, for most of us, like, the stuff's still got to get done. And so a lot of times, when I get in this situation, I just keep pushing and just burn into the midnight oil, and try to make up for lost time, and just push as hard as I can go, end up working late into the night, and then getting up early the next morning. And it's like, basically, I just spiral myself down into an energy crisis, right? And so with this, I've learned is to manage your energy. Like, you've got to make it a priority to stop and just recover energy wise. Because what happens is, today is Tuesday. Under normal circumstances, like if I'd have kept pushing tonight, and pushing to the next day, right, and pushing to the next day to try to get caught up, I end up becoming counterproductive, and there's like an airplane flying over my head, of course, like nothing's going right today. I don't know, maybe it's a helicopter, heck, I don't know. But it's just, you get to that point where you just, that downward spiral, and you got to be smart enough to stop and look and say, wait a minute, if I continue down this path, I'm getting less focused mentally. I'm just tapping into my energy. I start getting into an energy deficit. I start getting into a mental energy deficit where I just can't think clearly. And for years, I would just burn myself into a hole where, and I might do this for weeks on end, to a point where I just have to, like, step away for a couple days, right? And because I'd get to the point where it's just counterproductive, right? Like, I'm pushing so hard, but honestly, if I had clear thoughts and clear mind, and was able to focus and concentrate, I'd probably be more productive working 6 hours than working 12 hours some days, right? So it's one of those things. I guess it comes with age, but a little bit of research, a little bit of study into energy management. You get into the topic of that, is you have to make recovery time just as important as focus time, right? You can't just spend all your time burning the candle at both ends of the focus time and the high intense energy, right, time. You've got to make a priority, just as much a priority, to recovery time, so you can refresh and renew your mind, so that you can be on point. Because what happens is, we end up in this weird place. We're working 12, 14, sometimes 16 hours a day. Anyone that owns a business knows what I'm talking about. And you get in this cycle, but and you do this for sometimes months, sometimes years, right? And you just kind of on this downward spiral, right? But you're not able to fully concentrate. You're not able to fully engage in what you're doing, and you get to a point where it just becomes counterproductive, no matter how hard you push. And so you'd be better off to spend 6 hours of high intensity, extremely focused time, right, with a fresh mind, than you would 12 hours with a mind that's running on an energy deficit. And that's what today's about, is we got to be smart enough to manage our energy in a way that we make time to recover and recharge our mind and even our physical energy, right? It's easy to do when you overwork out, when you overtrain. I think overtraining is, can be an excuse. Depends on where you're at fitness-wise, I think, you know. I think sometimes it gets thrown around a lot as an excuse, but sometimes you just know when your muscles are tired, right? When you don't have no gas, like anyone's ever pushed that hard, you know, and I think when you do push that hard, and I'm talking hard workouts 6-7 days a week, and your muscles they're just gassed, right? It's like you just don't have the strength in your muscles. And that's, you know, you kind of know, but I think a lot of people use that as an excuse. But not to get off topic, the same thing with your mind, right? It's the same thing. Like, you just got to know, you just got to recharge. Sometimes you just have to step back, but to keep from having to step back, I guess, for days, maybe a week at a time, because you've pushed so hard, it's better just to manage that and renew your mind daily and make your recovery time, even if it's only for an hour or two. Maybe it's 15 minutes here and there, multiple times throughout the day. Whatever that is for you, you've got to spend that time to recharge and kind of recover your brain, recover your mind, your mental energy, your focus. Like, because once we do this long enough, then we end up in this energy deficit long enough, we end up in this place of, we just lose our purpose, right? We're like, what in the hell are we doing? Why am I doing this for? This makes no sense. And we've all been there. That's ever pushed to do anything hard. We're like, you know, what the hell is the point of this? This ain't worth it, right? And you start having these conversations with yourself. So if you want to avoid those conversations, you've got to, as counterintuitive as things, as counterintuitive as it is to a lot of thought processes when you get into business and entrepreneurship and whatever it is, right? Like, it's not cool to I guess take breaks and recover, but it's something that if you're going to stay extremely focused, you've got to do it. There's no way around it. Like, you know, you can do it for a period of time, maybe you can do it for a period of years, but eventually you're going to get to a point, unless you're just extremely operating inside your passion and your work is actually fueling you, which I don't know if any of us, I think parts of our work do, but for most of us, I don't think that the majority of our work does, right? Or at least there's parts that of our work that are not our passion, and maybe we get to a point where we outsource those and move those into someone else, or let someone else do those. But, you know, the thing is, like, you can't operate like that forever. So you got to make it a priority. Just as much priority as being productive, you have to make just the same priority for recovery and recharging. That's all I got for you guys today. See you guys tomorrow. Hey, if you like the content, be sure to like and comment. See you guys tomorrow, day 66.